This is a message for the students who want to get admission in the JS College of Engineering. You know, basically last yesterday I have got a phone call, so that is why I would like to say to all my new students who want to join JS College of Engineering, this is the mail ID and this is the phone number. Here you can inquire any kind of inquiry. You can call this number, and this is the mail ID, and this is the official website of the JS College of Engineering. In case any doubt, you can call me also. This is my contact number. If you want to join mechanical engineering department, this is my contact number. You can join here. So admission is open nowadays. Admission is open. You can join in case if you want to get admission in JIS College of Engineering. Okay. So hi students, myself Dhiraj Mondal, Assistant Professor, JIS College of Engineering, and here basically I am going to take the lecture on fluid mechanics, dynamics of fluid. So you know, last class I discussed about the Euler's equation of motion. Before coming to that discussion, let us see the how you can connect me. This is my YouTube channel, DMS Study Center. The lecture related to refrigeration, fluid mechanics, fluid machinery, okay, all those, and some current affairs related lecture, Constitution of India. These are the lecture which are available in this YouTube channel. This is the Telegram channel, DMS Study Center official. In this Telegram channel you can get all the PDF notes and all this. The group also you can I can refer you the group. This is my Facebook page. Here one DMS Study Center one page is created, and here you will be getting lot of news, everyday newspaper and all this. Email ID, here you can send me the assignment, and phone number in case any kind of query related to subject and related to admission. Okay, so you know that I am going to discuss about the fluid mechanics ME 303 for BTech second year student, and today we are going to discuss about the fluid dynamics. Last class I discussed the introduction of fluid dynamics, Euler's equation of motion were discussed, where we have seen that this is the equation. This is the equation what we have got when the fluid is flowing through a streamline. Okay, today we will be discussing about the Bernoulli's equation of motion. So you know that how we can obtain or we can get Bernoulli's equation of motion. You already have told last class that if I know the Euler's equation of motion, that is equal to del P by rho plus G into dz plus V into dV is equal to what? Is equal to 0. This is what? This is your Euler's equation of motion. Now if I am integrating this Euler's equation of motion, the integration of 0 is what? Constant. So if I am integrating this Euler's equation of motion, we will be getting this Bernoulli's equation of motion. So after integrating this equation, which equation we will be getting? P by rho plus G into dz, G into z plus V square by 2 is equal to constant. Now P by rho G plus G plus V square by 2G, I can write in this fashion also, dividing by G. So P by rho G plus V square by 2G plus Z is equal to constant. It is the Bernoulli's equation of motion. Okay, so how it is obtained? By the help of the Euler's equation of motion. After integrating Euler's equation of motion, we are getting Bernoulli's equation of motion. Now the question is coming, sir, what is this P by rho G? So basically this P by rho G is the pressure energy per unit weight. Very important. Pressure energy per unit weight of the fluid, or it is also called pressure head. Why I am talking about head? Because head is what? Some distance. It is your head. Now the head basically it is defined as a energy in terms of length or in terms of meter. Okay, So you will be, let me see, if I am just talking about the P by rho g particular, so you can see the P by rho g means the pressure by rho g, and P is equal to what? Newton per meter square. Am I right? This rho is equal to kg per meter cube, g is equal to meter per second square. Now kg meter per second square is equal to Newton. So after this Newton, and here in this Newton, kg meter per second square, if I am taking it, because okay, I am deriving it, you can see Newton per meter square is the what? Unit of the pressure. Now what is the unit of the density? Kg per meter cube. Am I right? What is the unit of g? Meter per second square. So you can see kg meter per second square means equal to Newton. So this Newton and this Newton will be cancelled out, and this meter square and this meter cube, one meter will be there. So meter. So meter is the height. Okay. So that is why it is called head. So pressure energy per unit weight is called, per unit weight means pressure energy per unit weight, means Wg per unit weight is called pressure head. Okay. So pressure energy per unit weight is your pressure head. Okay. Now V square by 2g is what? Kinetic energy per unit weight. You know that half mv square is the kinetic energy. So kinetic energy per unit weight is called your kinetic head. So you will be seeing that v square by 2g also in terms of meter you will be getting. Okay. So the kinetic energy per unit head or kinetic head is v square by 2g. Next, z is called your potential energy per unit, potential energy mgz or mgh. So per unit weight means dividing by w. So w, and this is your w. So z is the potential energy per unit weight or potential head. Clear? So the Bernoulli's equation statement is that the summation of the algebraic sum of pressure head plus kinetic head plus potential head is constant in any section of the fluid when the fluid is incompressible in nature. There is some condition, you can see some assumption. The fluid flow should be ideal in nature, the flow should be steady, the fluid flow is your incompressible in nature, and the flow is irrotational. Now you can ask me, sir, what is irrotational? But I am not going to answer this question because already it is told many times in kinematics of fluid flow. You know that I discussed that what is rotational flow, what is irrotational flow. Again I am telling you, okay, when the fluid is flowing along an axis and also it is rotating with respect to its own axis, it is called rotational flow. If it is not rotating with respect to its own axis, then it will be called irrotational flow. In case of boundary layer theory, you will be seen, it will be discussed that when the fluid is flowing through this space, the fluid is called rotational flow. Here when it is flowing through this space, free space, then it will be called irrotational flow. Okay, so what is the significance, that will be discussed afterward. But here you can see, to satisfy Bernoulli's equation, the fluid should be ideal or viscosity is 0, means your mu is equal to 0. There should not be any kind of viscosity if it is satisfying the Bernoulli's equation. That means Bernoulli's equation is telling that if it is section 1 and if it is section 2, then in this point, in this particular point, the summation of, in this particular point, the algebraic sum of pressure head plus kinetic head plus potential head is equal to pressure head plus kinetic head plus potential head of this point 2. So this is all about the Bernoulli's equation. By the help of this Bernoulli's equation, numerous numerical will be solved. Okay, so here basically one assumption is what? This is the MCQ question which you can get, that what is the assumption of Bernoulli's equation. The fluid is, first of all, the fluid should be ideal in nature. There should not be any kind of viscosity. The fluid is steady, that means the flow is not changing. The fluid characteristic like velocity, density, pressure, okay, density, pressure, velocity. These are the fluid characteristics. These fluid characteristics should not be changed with respect to time, then it will be called steady flow. In case of if the next third assumption is your flow is your incompressible in nature. So flow is incompressible means it should not be compressed. That means incompressible when water, I cannot compress that particular fluid. Okay, so this is the the water is the example of incompressible. Fresh water is the example of incompressible flow. That means the volume will not be changed if you are compressing that particular fluid. Now the if it is rotational, the flow is irrotational, means it will not rotate with respect to its own axis when it is flowing along an axis. Okay, so these are the four assumptions. The fluid is ideal, the flow is steady, the flow is incompressible, the flow is irrotational in nature. Okay, now let us solve a numerical which is very important, because Bernoulli's equation, based on Bernoulli's equation, lot of numerical you have to solve, and later we will be seeing the application of Bernoulli's equation. So here you can see water is flowing. The question number 6.1, the water is flowing through a pipe of 5 centimeter diameter under a pressure of 29.43 Newton per centimeter square gauge. It is gauge pressure. So you know that what is the relation between gauge pressure, atmospheric pressure and absolute pressure. So let us consider this is a point A. So in this point, if I am talking about if this is your absolute, P absolute is equal to, this is your P atmospheric, is equal to P atmospheric plus this is your gauge pressure. So P gauge pressure. So absolute pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure plus gauge pressure. Okay. So what is given here? Gauge pressure is given. Only this pressure is given. That means after the gauge pressure is equal to absolute pressure minus atmospheric pressure. Okay. So after deducting the atmospheric pressure, what the pressure is given. Okay. So the gauge pressure is given this with the mean velocity. The mean velocity is given, average velocity is given. Find the total head or total energy per unit weight of the water at a cross section which is 5 meter above the datum. So let us consider this is a pipe. Now this is a pipe, this one is your point 1, this is your point 2. Now let us consider this is your datum line. Now this height is your 5. You have to calculate the total head. Now you can see the total head at that means head if you want to find out. So first of all, what the procedure to solve a numerical, first of all what are the data given, that you have to see. So given data, diameter of the pipe is given 5 centimeter, that you have to take it in terms of meter, because all the values should be taken in terms of SI unit. Pressure is given 29.4643 Newton per centimeter square. Directly you can multiply with respect with 10 to the power 4, so that it will be coming in terms of Newton per meter square. Nothing to discuss here. Velocity is your 2.0 meter per second. Z is equal to 5. Okay. So the total pressure head is equal to what? Total head or total energy per unit weight is equal to pressure head plus kinetic head plus datum head. Am I right? So pressure head is equal to P by rho G. P already I have got from the given data. Rho, you know, rho of water is equal to 1000 and G is equal to 9.81, so 30 meter. Kinetic head V square by 2G. V already given, 2 into G. G also given. Also you know G is the gravitational constant. So 0.204 meter. Next, total head I have to calculate, because already potential head is given 5 meter. So P by rho g plus V square by 2g plus z. So 30 plus 0.2 plus 5. So 35.204 meter is the answer. So this is the total head. Okay, when the fluid is flowing and at a height 5 meter. Okay, this is the total head above the datum line. So if it is your, let us consider if it is your datum line, then above the datum line the particular point, what is the pressure and the total energy is what? Pressure head plus kinetic plus datum head. So I hope it is clear. Next, come to the next problem number 6.2. It is basically similar type of problem. Here the continuity equation will be taken under consideration. Let us discuss the problem. So first of all, go through the problem. A pipe through which water is flowing is having diameter 20. Diameter is given, you can see diameter is your 20 centimeter and 10 centimeter at the cross section 1 and 2 respectively. That means in this section 20 is diameter is 20 centimeter, in this section diameter is 10 centimeter. Velocity of water at section 1. In this section velocity of water is given 4 meter per second. Okay, 4 meter per second velocity of water is given. Find the velocity head at section 1 and 2. Also rate of discharge. Rate of discharge means your rate of discharge means Q. Q is equal to volume flow rate. Okay, so rate of discharge you need to find out. And what you need to find out? Velocity head at section 1 and section 2. Velocity head means what? Velocity head means your velocity head means 1 minute please. Velocity head means V square by 2g. So V1 square by 2g and V2 square by 2g you need to find out. Okay. So let us discuss. First of all, the given data. So data D1 is given. Area you can find out pi by 4 d square. V1 is given. D2 is given. Area A2 you can find out pi by 4 d2 square. Okay. So velocity head at the section 1 V1 square by 2g. So V, put the value of V1 and put the value of G. You can get this is a velocity head at section 1.815 meter. This is your answer. Velocity head at section 2 V2 square by 2g. Now did you know V2? Because V2 is not given. So how you can find out V2? You can find out V2 by the help of the continuity equation, because continuity equation is telling about the conservation of mass. So total mass is entering into from this system is equal to total mass coming out from this system. Okay, so basically the velocity head, the velocity head, how we can find out? A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. Remember, this is for this continuity equation is applicable for only incompressible flow. Incompressible flow. If it is compressible in nature, then rho 1 A1 V2 is equal to rho 2 A2 V2. As it is incompressible in nature, that is why rho and rho 2 will be constant. Rho 1 is equal to rho 2. So that is why we have to take A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. Now put the value of V1, A1, A2, you will be getting V2. V2 is equal to 16 meter per second. Am I right? So after calculation, this equation you can get. Next, velocity head at section 2, 83.047 meter. Rate of flow is what? Q is equal to area into velocity. So either you can put A1 V1 or you can put A2 V2. Anything you can put. You will be getting 0.1256 meter cube per second. If you want to take take in terms of liter per second, then simply multiple by 1000. So 125.6 liter per second is the discharge. Next, come to the very important theory. So after this that means here it is for your exam point of view, this may ask in the question final exam. Find out or derive the equation of Bernoulli's theorem and from the Euler's equation and also derive the discharge from of venturimeter. Okay, so Bernoulli's equation for real fluid. Let us discuss Bernoulli's equation for real fluid. So in case of real fluid, we will be seen that when the fluid is flowing, already I have told the in case of Bernoulli's equation, a fluid will be ideal in nature, or there should not be any kind of viscosity, but in practical it is not possible. So when the fluid is traveling through this point, so we will be seeing that there may be some frictional dissipation inside the fluid. So what I need to say that if it is flowing through this point, there may be some frictional loss. So because of that, in this lane there may be some frictional loss. So we have calculated HL is the frictional loss, due to head loss due to friction, and it is equal to 4FL V square by 2GD. It is coming from Darcy-Weisbach principle. It will be discussed in afterward in the coming upcoming classes, because this is not this will be coming in flow through pipe chapter. Okay, so when it is flowing through a particular channel, you will be experienced some losses. So P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g plus Z1 is equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2 plus HL is the frictional head loss. Okay, head loss due to friction in between section 1 and section 2. So this is the modified Bernoulli's equation, or Bernoulli's equation for real fluid. Okay, let us solve another numerical here. After that we will be talking about the application of Bernoulli's equation. So this numerical, it is telling that, 1 minute please. So I am not going to discuss this numerical. This is your assignment. Okay, you can solve it in your home. Okay, next class we will be discussing this numerical. I hope it will be alright. Okay, so let us discuss the practical application of Bernoulli's equation. You know that practical application of Bernoulli's equation, there are three practical application of Bernoulli's equation: venturimeter, orifice meter, and pitot tube. So venturimeter is what? Venturimeter is a device which is basically used to measuring the rate of flow of a fluid flowing through a pipe. Okay, and orifice meter also, it is also a measuring used to measure the rate of flow. Okay, and we will be talking about orifice meter in the next class. And also pitot tube. Pitot tube is basically, it is used to measure the velocity when the fluid is flowing. Okay, so first two is your measuring discharge, and third one is your for measuring velocity. So Q and velocity. Okay, discharge and velocity. So let us discuss the venturimeter. So already I have told the definition. It is a device used for measuring the rate of flow of a fluid flowing through a pipe, and it consisting of a converging part, a throat, and a diverging part. Okay, and it is following the principle of Bernoulli's equation. So let us discuss the derivation or expression of Bernoulli's theorem. Here you can see. Okay, I can disable my. Okay, you may see here. We are going to discuss about the Bernoulli's equation, how the expression is coming, how the discharge we can find out. Okay, so considering this is your a venturimeter, where this one is your pipe and this is also a pipe, and this is your converging part, this is your diverging part, and this is your throat. Okay, this point clear. Now the pipe diameter D1, here it is your piezometer used for measuring the pressure head. This is also a piezometer used for measuring the pressure head, or you can put a U-tube manometer here to measure the pressure head by the help of this mercury column. Okay, so here it is called your throat. This one is your throat, this is your converging part, this is your diverging part. Okay, Now what we are going to discuss here, we will be discussing the expression of venturimeter. So let us consider d1 is the diameter of the pipe, p1 is the pressure in the section 1, v1 is the velocity of the fluid at section 1. Now we can find out area. Now put the Bernoulli's equation in between section 1 and section 2. P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g plus Z1 is equal to P2 square by P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2. Am I right? Now Z1 is equal to Z2 because you know it is the datum line is same, horizontally placed. So Z1 is equal to Z2. Now we can write the equation in this fashion: P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g is equal to P2 by rho g plus P2 square by 2g, or it can be written that P1 minus P2 by rho g is equal to V2 square minus V2 square by 2g minus V1 square by 2g. Okay. Now this P1 minus P2 by rho g is what? It is basically the head difference, head difference, H. Okay, pressure head difference. Okay. So pressure head difference is equal to, we can write V2 square by 2g minus V1 square by 2g. Now we need to find out the discharge. So Q is equal to either A1 V1 or A2 V2. So either you can take in terms of A1 V1 or A2 V2. Okay. So basically you need to find out the velocity V2 if you are talking about A2 V2. Okay. So velocity is V2 is equal to what? Root over 2gh. So this equation up to this it is clear, na? So if it is H, then I can take the continuity equation A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. Basically what I want to do, that I want to replace that V1 in terms of V2. So V1 is equal to A2 V2 by A1. Am I right? So H is equal to, already this equation you know, this is your equation. Here I want to replace this V1 in terms of V2. So what is H is equal to V2 square by 2g, and put the value of V1 here. V1 you will be getting this equation. So ultimately taking V2 square by 2g as common, 1 minus A2 square by A1 square. So ultimately this is your equation. So V2 square is equal to root 2g is A1 square plus by A1 square minus A2 square. So V2 is equal to root over 2gh into A1 square by A1 square minus A2 square. So ultimately this is your V2. Clear? So ultimately you can see here you can see V2 Q is equal to A2 V2. So I already have got V2. So A2 into, put the value of V2. So ultimately A1 A2 by A1 square minus A2 square into root over 2gh. So this is coming by the help of the Bernoulli's equation. So Q is equal to A1 A2 by A1 square plus minus A2 square into root over 2gh. And this H is what? Pressure head. Okay. Pressure head difference. So Q actual, how we can find out the Q? This is our all about the Q theoretical. Q theoretical is equal to A1 A2 by root over A1 square minus A2 square root over 2gh. Now CD is equal to what? CD is equal to, we know that CD is equal to Q actual by Q theoretical. So Q actual is equal to CD into Q theoretical, na? So Q actual is equal to CD into Q theoretical. So CD into theoretical value, put the value of theoretical discharge, you will be getting Q actual is equal to CD into A1 A2 by root over A1 square minus A2 square into root over 2gh. Okay. So this is all about the, and what is CD? CD is the coefficient of discharge and its value should be less than 1. Now the case number, there is some case, this value H is what? Pressure head difference. So in case if you are taking this, let us consider this is your venturimeter. Now in case if sorry, let us consider we are taking this YouTube manometer. Okay, so let us consider the Mercury column is given the some x difference, head difference. So in case if it is if it is taking Mercury and there is a water, so how we can find out this head in terms of water? So H is equal to x into SH by S naught minus 1. This is the equation, very very important. Okay, where H is equal to specific gravity of the heavier liquid, let us consider Mercury, then your 13.6 by specific gravity of the flowing fluid, when which fluid is flowing, that means in this fluid, this is your manometric fluid, and this one is your flowing fluid, this one is your flowing fluid. Okay, so let us consider 1, because for water specific gravity of the liquid through flowing through pipe is 1 minus 1. So ultimately if it is your Mercury, then we can write H is equal to 12.6 x. So whatever we are x, we are getting multiple that x with respect to 12.6 by 12.6. if you are multiplying, then you will be getting capital small h. Small h is the pressure head difference. Okay, now in case if that particular that flowing fluid, the specific gravity of flowing fluid is lighter than the specific gravity of the manometric fluid, then this is the equation, x H is equal to x into 1 minus SL minus by S naught. So remember, always S naught will be in the denominator position, that means in the bottom side, and upside in the upside numerator কি হবে SL, লব যেটা আর হর যেটা বলছিলাম, তো SL and S naught. SL is the specific gravity of the lighter liquid. Okay, so in case if I am talking about the petrol or diesel, so specific gravity is your 0.9 or 0.7, so and by 1, so 1 minus, so just for eliminating that negative, because head should not be coming into negative. Okay, so for eliminating this negative sign, you have to take these two equation. Okay, so this is the phenomena how we can find out the head. Okay, basically what happened here, basically we are just putting one U-tube manometer, and this is your Mercury, and in terms of Mercury column, it is given the head is x is given in terms of Mercury. Okay, or whatever the manometric fluid are there. So if you want to replace that x into head of water, then this is your equation, which is basically useful for solving the numerical. In case inclined, if the venturimeter is inclined, okay, then this is the condition, inclined venturimeter with differential U-tube manometer. So at that time the piezometric head, that means you have to take P1 plus rho g plus z. Okay, so P1 plus rho g, because the z is varying, daytime head is also varying. Okay, so the P1 by rho g plus z1 minus P2 by rho g plus z2 is equal to your pressure head difference. Okay, so ultimately it is equal to x into S minus S naught. Okay, so ultimately this is your equation, case number 3. This is your case number 3 in case if it is inclined, if the venturimeter is inclined. Okay, then Z1 and Z2 will be taken under consideration. Next, case number 4. For inclined venturimeter in which differential manometer contains a liquid which is lighter than the liquid, that means here it is for heavier liquid. Okay, and it is for lighter liquid. Just this is your formula, x into Hs by S naught minus 1 and x into 1 minus SL minus by S naught. So I hope it is clear how to find out the H in case of inclined venturimeter, in case of horizontal venturimeter, and this is your actual discharge, and it is very important formula when you are going to solve the numerical. Next class we will be solving some numerical, the assignment which is given, all the discussion, it is your assignment. Solve the assignment and send it to my Mail ID dheeraj.mondol@jscollege.ac.in. In case of any doubt, you can ask me in the WhatsApp number also. This is my YouTube channel. Okay, subscribe this channel to get everyday notification, and also press the bell icon, okay, for everyday update. In case for new student, if you want to join JS College of Engineering, this is the that number for admission purpose. Okay, so welcome to JS College of Engineering, and I hope this lecture is getting benefited for you. Thanks to JS College of Engineering for this great initiative in this pandemic situation. The student should not be suffered in this pandemic situation, because education is basically continuing, the lecture session is continuing through this digital mode. And JS College of Engineering, it is the initiation in this JS College of Engineering, the flip class, first in India, first flip class is initiated. So I hope I hope you are getting benefited through this initiative. Thank you for listening. Jai Hind.